I am Noah, 26 years old, and the evening I came back to find my living quarters completely emptied still lingers in my thoughts like a vivid imprint. Garments that once rested neatly in chests were strewn across the soggy earth, resembling debris someone neglected to clear. My boots, manuscripts, and an old lute I purchased with my debut earnings leaned awkwardly against the letterbox. There stood my father, stationed at the threshold with arms interlocked. His expression carved from stone, a look I'd grown to dread more than I'd ever acknowledge. He didn't raise his voice, didn't unleash a tirade, nor deliver one of his lengthy discourses on my inadequacies. He simply tossed the final crate onto the yard, wiped his hands, and stated, "You're no longer permitted here." Then he turned from me, as if I were a guest who'd overstayed rather than his own flesh and blood. I remember standing there, keys in grip, staring at the home where I was raised, realizing I wasn't truly astonished. Not entirely. Wounded, yes. Shamed, even more so, but not astonished. For years, my father's approval had been a shifting mark I could never fully reach. If I labored extra hours, he'd say I was forsaking kin. If I studied late into the night, he'd call me idle for not toiling harder. No matter how diligently I tried to conduct myself, he'd always tilt his head, sigh, and note how my younger brother excelled, how swiftly my cousin advanced, how much more dutiful the neighbor's child seemed. That night was merely the climax of years of subtle injuries, years of being worn down until nothing of me fit his vision of a worthy heir. It wasn't always this harsh. In my early days, I recall my father as strict, yes, but not unkind. He was a man who valued order and effort, and I believed that by following his guidance, I'd earn his regard. But around my high school years, the comparisons grew keener. My younger brother, Liam, was the favored one, athletic, engaging, the type teachers would praise at parent gatherings. I was quieter, more studious, always juggling part-time work to support myself while pursuing education. Though my mother tried to ease the sting with gentle words, she often stayed silent when father berated me. Her silence, I later understood, was its own act of disloyalty. The first hint that things were unraveling came when I turned 21. I had saved from 2 jobs to buy a second-hand wagon, nothing extravagant but mine alone. The day I rolled into the driveway, proud of owning something, father didn't glance at the vehicle. Instead, he pointed at Liam, lounging on the porch, and said, "That's how you should present yourself. Confident, relaxed, not tense like you." Liam smirked and tossed a light jest, and they both laughed. I stood there, keys in hand, feeling I'd entered the wrong tale. It wasn't about the wagon, it was about me never sufficing. From then on, matters worsened. Every success of mine went unnoticed, overshadowed by Liam. This is just a glimpse of the full story. Dive into the complete video from the link below.